Hey, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. That's including the one that you're sitting in, your state of residence. Yes, I can sell you an annuity there. The question is, do you even need one? Well, the first step into that is obviously getting some annuity quotes. And then once you get them, how to lock them in. But before that, producer, yes, what does that mean? Still a freak. Well, I'm an annuity freak. I mean, who in their right mind only sells annuity? The financial curse word, everyone hates annuities, right? Maybe not, because you already own one. It's called Social Security. Now, obviously, I'm very serious about what I do, but producer, they will agree. Do you agree I don't take myself too seriously? We have some fun with this. And I tell the truth, as my grandfather told me in Stanley, North Carolina, which is kind of where I grew up, he'd say, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything, right? So annuities are contracts, so I don't try to polish them up. But let's talk more about annuity quotes. We'll go through the specific types, how to get those quotes, and from there, you can make an informed decision. Okay, the first thing you need to do with annuity quotes is you need to find an objective, what's called Annuity Calculator or Annuity Quotation System. We call them calculators. Where I'm from, on our site, and we have a proprietary annuity calculator that pretty much quotes all carriers out there for the highest contractual guarantee. When you're looking at annuity quotes, think about like when you go buy a plane ticket. When you go buy a plane ticket, you're not going, you know what? I want to fly American or Delta or whatever, unless you're trying to compile points. But let's just say you're not. Let's just say you're looking for the best deal. You punch in where you're going to go. You punch in when you want to go. You punch in all the little whistles and bells you want attached. You hit the button and then it pops up the prices and you get to choose and book the flight that way. The exact same thing applies with the majority of annuity quotes, especially the ones that provide income. And annuities were put on the planet to provide income. And the history of it, I know you want the history. Do you want the history, producer? The history of the annuity product started in the Roman times, and they created these payments called annuas. That's Latin for payment. That's the only Latin word I know. And it was for the dutiful Roman soldiers and their families because they were laying it on the line for the empire and they wanted to reward them with a lifetime income stream, and that's exactly what they did. Now, that early Roman annuity is today's version, is the version of an immediate annuity, a single premium immediate annuity. So when you're looking at annuity quotes, let's talk lifetime income. Let's say, hey, Stan, the annuity man, I need a lifetime income stream for me or me and my spouse, partner, whatever. First thing I'll need to know from you is where you live, because annuities are issued, regulated, and approved at the state level, not a national level. Fixed annuities are life insurance products that are issued by life insurance companies. You probably didn't know that, but that's true. They're transfer risk contracts, but I'm gonna need to know state of residence. I'll need to know date of birth or dates of birth, because the annuity companies price life expectancy to the day, and these lifetime income streams are primarily based on life expectancy, with interest rates playing a secondary pricing role with that income stream. Most people think it's all interest rates. It's not. It's life expectancy. And really, you need to look at the life expectancy tables more, because if they change the life expectancy tables against you, they meaning the annuity companies, that means the payments are going to be less because they're going to project you to live longer. So the other thing that we're going to need is what type of account you're going to be using, IRA, non-IRA, Roth IRA. The guarantees are going to be the same. It's just the taxation of that income stream coming to you will be different based upon what account that you use. The other thing that we're going to need is, are you going to want to put a lump sum in, or are you going to want to try to solve for a specific monthly amount, which is a reverse engineered quote? So if you said, hey, Stan, what's a $100,000 annuity pay, which is what I get all the time, that question. Well, state of residence, dates of birth, when you want the income to start, and if it's a lump sum, I can run that quote. On the reverse engineered side, same thing, state of residence, dates of birth, and then instead of a lump sum, I would need to know the exact dollar amount monthly that you will want to hit your bank account. So you can reverse engineer the quote, or you can lump sum the quote to find out what it's going to pay per month. It doesn't have to be monthly. You can get paid quarterly, semi-annually, annually, but most people like to see a monthly income stream come into their bank account because they're used to getting paid monthly. Social Security hits monthly, so it's just part of that overall income floor. So how do you lock those quotes in? Understand this, and this is very, very important. Annuities quotes are like a gallon of milk, and a gallon of milk expires every 7 to 10 days. My grandmother, this is a great story, my grandmother, she used to call sour milk, like when it turns, she used to call it blinky. She goes, that milk smells blinky. I don't know what blinky means. I need a shirt that says blinky on it, because I think that's a made up Southern word. But she goes, so even to this day, I'll tell my wife, is that milk blinky? My wife's like, my wife's from Nebraska and they don't even know what blinky is. So she's like, blinky, what is blinky? Bottom line is, your annuity quotes are like a gallon of milk. They expire every 7 to 10 days. So how do you lock them in? You can't just have me run a quote, tell me to lock it in, and then 2 weeks later call me up and say, hey, that's the one I want. It happens all the time. A guy called me the other day and we had done annuity quotes. I'd sent them to him. And then like 3 weeks later, he calls and he goes, that's the one I want. I want XYZ company. I'm not going to give away company. I represent them all. So I want XYZ company in this amount. And I went, I'm really sorry, Chester, because we can't do that anymore. Quotes are like a gallon of milk. So how do you lock them in? You lock them in going into the application process. So once you go through the application process and that annuity carrier, annuity company gets your paperwork, the quote is locked in, okay? Now, we can lock a quote in and they typically will say, okay, we're gonna lock the quote in for 7 days, but what that means is not you make a decision in 7 days. What that means is they need the paperwork within that 7-day time period. Okay, so I do these videos all the time. I did another one you might wanna watch called When is the Best Time to Buy an Annuity? The answer is not when the agent wants you to, it's when you want to, it's when you want to solve the problem. There's no way to time annuity purchases. It's like nailing Jell-O to a wall. A guy called me the other day and said, I'm gonna wait till interest rates move. I keep telling people that lifetime income streams are about life expectancy. Of course, he didn't listen to me. He goes, I'm just gonna wait till interest rates move. So I said to him, that's fantastic, Fred, but you're going to have to factor in all of those payments you're missing, while you're trying to time rates. That's not a sales pitch, okay? That's just mathematical reality. And annuities are math products. And what I tell people all the time, when you lock quotes in, you have to understand that if the contractual guarantee meets what your goals are, then it might be a good move to transfer that risk and get the annuity. There's no perfect time for it. Listen to your gut feel, listen to your instinct. From the standpoint of locking in quotes with other types of annuities, you're going to hear all kinds of sales pitches from variable annuity people and index annuity people. There's no perfect time. I mean, there really isn't a perfect time for those. Once again, understand the contract. The only urgency is to know what you're buying before you buy it and before you sign that application. Now, the other one, fixed rate annuities, that's a pretty fluid market. It's like a CD product that the annuity industry offers. Those rates change. They don't change rapidly. They have been recently in these volatile times. At the time of this taping, the markets are pretty volatile. Interest rates are pretty volatile. So you might want to, same thing applies, you have to get that application paperwork to the carrier. And typically, once you get that application in, that annuity company will give you some time, depending on the carrier, 10 to 20 days to get that money into them while they lock that rate in, which is a good thing. So that's with multi-year guarantee annuities. By the way, I have written a book on multi-year guarantee annuities, which is that, producer, and every other annuity type, index annuities, longevity annuities, QLACs, single premium immediate annuities, income riders. I'll send them to you for free in this nice little Willy Wonka package if you go to theannuityman.com, sign up there. You can also listen to my podcast, read my daily blogs, read a daily article I write for thestreet.com. Right now, they're very gracious to allow me to write every day on their platform. They're fantastic. And you can also see these videos because I do these every single day. So with that being said, please hit the subscribe button. I flubbed that subscribe thing last time. You didn't see that edited out. Subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man video.